Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today I am doing a haul recap in the events that are transforming in my life right now, for trying to film for Vlogmas, trying to work full-time job, trying to take care of 6 kids. Like, this outfit, this makeup, you're probably gonna see a few times during the month of December, just saying. Today I'm doing my haul recap from March and April of last year. Well, this year, I guess, 2020. We're still in 2020, Donna. So, sadly. So I'm doing the haul recap for March and April of 2020. As you guys know, I did start kind of like a beauty budget journey in January, so there isn't much that I hauled in through March and April of 2020, but I did have a few products that I wanted to go over with you guys. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please keep watching. The reason why I'm doing these is because one thing that I realized from a friend of mine who told me is that I pretty consistently am hauling things in, but I'm not really consistently talking to you guys about those products until they end up in my empties. And sometimes a product doesn't end up in my empties for years of use. So I thought I would come to you guys and talk to you guys a little bit about the products that I'm hauling in later videos. I think next year I really want to do it much like Haley from Haley-O, or Just Buy the Makeup, or Makeup Breakup, much like she does, and like in January review the products that I bought the previous January. However, this month I am doing March and April, and because I already did January and February, so I'm going to do March and April, and then come May of 2021, I will review with you the products that I purchased in May. So I am going to review March and April with you, and then May of 2021, we will start reviewing what I picked up the previous May with you guys. I think that that's really how I want to structure this. I love how Haley's doing it. I thought I would start doing that as well. It just makes more sense. So with that being said, there were not very many items that I picked up in March and April of last year. Most of what I picked up was, you know, from Ipsy, or as an add-on, or from TJ Maxx. So as I go through this list, most of what's on this list is from TJ Maxx, but we're going to go through some stuff. So some things I'm not going to have to show you. For instance, we did purchase some makeup wipes in March of that year, and I didn't this year. March of this year. Why can't I get that through my head? I have not been purchasing makeup wipes for quite some time now. I am still running through the makeup wipes that I had purchased at the time that I decided that I was not going to purchase any makeup wipes anymore. I have about 7 full-size makeup erasers, and I also bought a pack of 7 of the mini makeup erasers that I am trying to utilize as much as possible these days instead of purchasing wipes. I don't have the makeup wipes that I purchased then to still talk about because they're makeup wipes. You go through them. And I'm really trying not to buy any more because I just feel like I want to do my part to make some kind of environmental impact, and something as small as not buying a makeup wipe is really going to help the environment. I have had a harder time not purchasing cotton squares. This month I had also purchased the Shiseido facial cottons, and these are phenomenal, you guys. These are so phenomenal. But with that being said, I did purchase them in March last year, and this is what I have left. So I have drastically cut my usage of facial cottons down, but these are so good. These are the softest facial cotton ever. And if I was still buying facial cottons, this would be the facial cotton that I would have to purchase because they're so good. They're soft, they're not scratchy. A lot of facial cottons that I have used in the past have been very, very scratchy, especially on my eyes. And I don't really notice it so much on my face, but on my eyes when I'm taking off my eye makeup, I can really tell the scratchiness of the facial cottons. These are really, really good. I did pick these ones up at TJ Maxx for $7.99 is what the cost of them was, but I do know that these are pretty expensive facial cotton. So when I saw them in TJ Maxx, I had to pick them up. I wanted to see what all the hype is about, and now I know they are really amazing. And you get them wet, they hold the moisture in, they don't dry out super quickly. They are pretty thick for a facial cotton. I don't know if you guys can see just how thick they are. They hold in the moisture so well, and they're not like quilted or anything like that. You can pull them apart and make two cottons out of them, so you can conserve in that manner. I don't do that. I do like the softness of those facial cottons. And now that we're done, let's move on. Those are amazing facial cottons though. So the next thing on my list were these guys. These are the Real Techniques Rebel Edge brush trio. And this one you guys can see is just a little tiny brush. I really do love this brush for this like brow bone highlight. I feel like it is just the perfect brow bone highlight brush because it's going to like put it into your brow bone without like that stark line that you sometimes get from other brushes. This one I use the most. These two, I'm not 100% sure. This one doesn't have me sold. This one is the biggest one. They are super soft. That much I will give you. But the shape of them is just kind of weird. It hasn't got me sold. It is super soft, but the shape of it is just really wonky for me for powder. This one I do like. So there's that piece. I use this littler edge for getting in bronzer into like the hollows of my cheeks, and then I use the fluffy part for like blending it out all over the rest of my face. Now you do find that this whole brush is going to hit your face, but I kind of dig it. I kind of dig the smaller one. So it's just the great big one that I don't use quite as often, but I do love the smaller too. In a nutshell, I did get these at TJ Maxx. I think I paid $7.99 for the three of them, and I do think that because I use these two as much as I do, that it was definitely worth the price. So another thing that I picked up at TJ Maxx was this, and it is the Beige Cosmetics It's My Ray Ray 2. I did have the first one. The first one was kind of like trifold, and it had 6 like face powders in it, and then it also had the mirror, and then more neutral-ish, dark neutral and neutral tones. This is definitely that more colorful one, and I don't know if you guys can tell because it is reflective, this packaging, but I haven't used this palette, so I'm just gonna leave that there. I think that palette cost me $2.99. Was it worth $2.99? Well, no, because I haven't used it. It's been almost a year, but I also am happy to have it in my collection. If I get rid of it, I will probably just give it to my daughter, and then it becomes a palette that is worth $2.99 for me because she'll find joy in it. The next two things I got also from TJ Maxx were these guys, and these are from the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. And while I am happy to have these in my collection because I didn't end up being able to mainstream pick anything up from the Tutti Frutti collection, this is the Razzle Dazzle Berry eyeshadow palette. I really kind of dig the packaging. It's super cute. It does have a nice mirror, and this is what the palette looks like. You guys can probably see I haven't used this either. I do think that this cost me $7.99. This was one of like 2 of the 10 that they had in TJ Maxx that had a sticker on it that said $3.99. The rest of them said $8.99. So this has got cute little cherries on the front of it, and then that is what that one looks like. It also has a cute mirror with the little decals on it. I have not used this either. So are these things worth it to me? Yes, always, because I love having them as part of my collection. This blush shade is actually a blush shade that I absolutely love. I have swatched it. I think it's beautiful. I need to use it, and I think that that's part of a series that I'm going to have going next year, is really having some full face of products I don't use kind of get ready with me series that goes on. I think I could probably do one a month and still have enough products to get through an entire year, which is very sad, but I love having them in my collection. I'm happy that I purchased them, but I can't give you any kind of details on how I feel about them. One of the products on here as well is the Paul Mitchell Tea Tree Shampoo. I love tea tree shampoos. My kids love tea tree shampoos that makes their hair smell delicious. Well, not delicious, it's minty freshness, right? But it makes their hair smell good. Tea tree is known for keeping, you know, little critters at bay that end up being in children's hair most of the time. Unfortunately, my daughter, every time she spent the night at a friend's house or whatever, would always come home with problems in her hair. So we A, stopped letting her spend the night at other people's houses, and B, had like taken stock, I swear, in NYX, and C, got a good, you know, tea tree shampoo. It's incredibly embarrassing, but I do know that they're little biological terrors and they keep just passing that stuff amongst them. And she hasn't had that problem in almost a year now, and maybe a good portion of that is the pandemic, but it works really well in my kids' hair for that purpose as well as other things. I will continue to purchase this shampoo for my kids, and I even pay full price for it at, well, full price minus my discount at Ulta all the time. As a matter of fact, I just bought a whole new one. It is something that I purchase over and over and over again. This is the Nabla Skin Glazing Highlight, and this is in Privilege. I love this highlight. It's probably one of my favorite highlights. This is the first product I had ever tried from Nabla. And I remember when these first came out, when they first launched, there was 6 different shades of them. I wanted all 6, but my Ulta, the one that's close to my house, didn't carry these. Well, I was in their store one day and was going through their stuff that was on, like, there's a corner that is items that are returned to them, but not necessarily items that they carry in their store, because every Ulta is different with what they carry and what they don't carry. And this was in it, and I was like, oh, I'm getting that. I'm gonna purchase that. This highlight is so pretty. I love this highlight, and what I like about it too, you guys can see, like, Nabla, the name is almost worn off in there, so I have used this quite extensively. It has kind of this, like, almost bouncy, like, kind of super shock kind of feel to it. It's very, not spongy necessarily, but bouncy. It's creamy. Is that the word that I'm trying to go for right now? It gives kind of like this wet look to it, and it's kind of got this like peachy pinky like shift to it that I just think is stunning, and I just love it. Was this worth the money? Absolutely. I would purchase it again, and I would purchase more of them if I could. I have so many highlights. I'm trying not to purchase any more, but highlights is one of those parts of my collection that I'm like,
oh, new highlight, yes please,
I don't need it, but that's how I get with highlights. The next thing is this. It is a Cover FX monochromatic blush duo, and this one is in Warm Honey. I have another one of these that is pink. This guy has been used, even though it doesn't look like it's been used. You barely have to tap into these guys, and I knew that coming from my pink one that I have. I can't remember what color it is. This is just a really pretty, warm, like corally, neutral looking blush, and it is just so pretty. So that's it without the shimmer portion. I have to be honest with you guys, I don't use the shimmer portion all that often because I don't like a shimmery blush, and I'm not really 100% on a blush topper, but that is the shimmer portion of it. It's kind of a little bit more pink in my opinion, but I really do love this blush. These blushes are phenomenal. So if you can ever get them on sale, because you can get these on sale actually quite often. If you can ever get them on sale, and I would recommend them over and over and over again. And they're blushes that you can get in your collection that are going to last you forever, because you literally take your brush and just barely tap in. It is so pigmented. It's phenomenal, and they last for quite some time too. My face doesn't necessarily eat blush, but it also doesn't let blush live to its fullest potential for the most part. Those ones last on my skin though for a very, very long time. The next thing I have in here is this. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. You guys are probably like, oh my god, that's been in your collection forever. Why? Why do you still have it? I haven't even opened, well, I haven't opened it, but clearly somebody did because it's been used. I love this foundation. It's my favorite foundation. It's one that I recommend to people that are looking for high coverage but not that makeup cakiness that can get with a super high coverage foundation. This foundation is beautiful on the skin, and I really think that Raw Beauty Christy did so much for this foundation, because she raved and raved and raved and raved about this foundation well after so many other people were raving about this foundation. But I have heard so many people talk about purchasing it because of Raw Beauty Christy. And this is a fantastic foundation. As a matter of fact, I just recommended it the other day for longevity purposes. It's amazing. For kind of like a natural yet dewy finish, it's amazing. For coverage, it's amazing. Did I say that already? It is crazy. And what I like best about it is it does have the pump, but you can also unscrew the top, and it has a doe foot on the inside as well, so that you can use it for spot concealing. This is hands down my favorite foundation. I am in the shade LN6. If that is important to anybody, I don't know if it is. This is a fantastic foundation. The next thing on my list is an EOS shave cream. And the EOS shave cream I do have currently is not the one that I purchased in this. But with that being said, I love the EOS shave creams. My favorite shave cream to date is one by Gillette, and it's got like ribbons in it, and it's a shave and shower gel, shave and shower cream of sorts. And so you can use it as like a soap, I guess. I never did. I used it as a shave cream, but that one I love, love, love. But for whatever reason, I can't find it anywhere where I live anymore. And somebody keeps telling me that they see it at Walgreens. I think it's my friend JC. She keeps telling me she sees it at Walgreens, but every time I go in there, it's not there. So there's that. So I have just come to terms with it and started buying this EOS stuff. Well, at first I bought it in like a pump and was like, if they could ever make this in a squeeze tube, it would be my holy grail shave cream. And they started making it in a squeeze tube. So said I do have a new one in my shower. So obviously it is a product that I enjoy. It is a product that I will repurchase because I continue to do so. I think I've went through 3 since purchasing this one, and they have not as many options as I would like for them to have, but they're all so hydrating. I find that they are as hydrating on my legs as the Gillette one was, typically because I have dry skin. When I shave my legs are super ashy, they're super dry, they're like, I could scratch them and you could see my nail marks on my skin for the next 4 days, just because my skin is not hydrated. Like, even if I put lotion on them 24/7, they're just not as hydrated as they should be. And I wasn't drinking enough water for a very long time, so that might be part of the problem too. This shave cream is super hydrating. I feel like it does its job and then some, for it is a little bit more expensive. I want to say it's $8.99 for the same amount of product that I was getting in the Gillette one for like $4.99. With that being said though, I can find it. I don't have to like play this Russian roulette game with whether I'm going to be able to snag one up or not. And it's sold at Ulta Beauty, so I can also get points for it and a discount on it. So I'm good with it. I love it. It's got a really nice texture to it. It is a cream, not a gel. It doesn't foam up. It still remains creamy, and I think that helps with its hydrating properties, and they have one for sensitive skin as well. The next thing on here is a Tree Hut Tahitian body scrub. Again, I do not have this body scrub anymore, but you guys should have just seen me haul in a bunch of Tree Hut body scrubs. Again, these are my holy grail body scrubs. They're $8.99 for a giant tub. I use them before I shave every single time. I use them in every single shower. They've done miraculous things to my dry skin that really needed to be exfoliated on a regular basis. I feel like I can get that exfoliating done with that product without also irritating my skin. I have a sensitivity to a lot of perfumes as well, but I haven't had a problem with any of those ever. Even their Moroccan Rose one, and I can't stand rose. I would never purchase that of my own free will. But even their Moroccan Rose one is phenomenal, and I've not had any kind of effect from whatever they're using to keep the product scented. So I would purchase those over and over again as well. I recommend them all the time. They're amazing little sugar scrubs for your skin for exfoliation. The next thing on my list is the Cetaphil Gentle Oil-Free Makeup Remover. This one is the one that I purchased back then, and you guys can see that it's not hardly used at all. You don't use very much of this, number one. It works fantastic, number two. And number three, I still had a little bit of this product left when I purchased this one as a backup and just ran out of it. To be fair, I have been using balm cleansers on my eyes a lot more lately because of wearing eyelashes and not wanting my lashes to fall off my eyelids. This is made with aloe vera, ginseng, and green tea. It's a biphase formula. It removes long wear and waterproof makeup and leaves no oily residues. And it says it won't clog your pores. I don't use it on my face. I do find that it leaves a smidge of an oily residue if you use too much of it. For instance, the first time I used it with a makeup eraser, I put too much of it on the makeup eraser, and it did kind of leave a little bit of an oily residue, but give it a couple minutes and that oily residue was gone. This became my holy grail because the only one that I ever used that I could use without stinging my eyes was the Mary Kay eye makeup remover, and I loved that because it didn't sting my eyes, but I didn't love it because it was like $17 for me to purchase it. This I think is $10.99, $9.99, $10.99, something like that. It sells at Ulta, so I can get my discount on it. It doesn't sting my eyes, and it works so good. You guys can see it is a biphase. So you do have to shake it up before using it. Just a dabble do you. You only have to put like a little bit into a cotton ball or a cotton round or your makeup eraser. And it just, I set it on my eye, like set it for a few seconds and then wipe it, and almost everything is gone. With my eyelashes, I will set it on my eye and I will rub it, just a smidge, rub it into the lash band where, you know, all the glue is. And it just pulls it right off without damaging my natural lashes underneath. I love this stuff. I will continue to repurchase it. This is probably, I would say, my 5th bottle in the last 2 years. They last for a very long time depending on how much you're using. And I've noticed that I use far less now that I'm not using a cotton square. This was a little tin that I threw in because I was trying to hit a certain amount of money so that I could get some points. I think this was regular price, like $25. It's in their grab and go section, and it's a cute little tin. I do like the tin. I love that the lid to the tin has a cute little mirror, and then there are 3 different lipsticks inside and a sharpener. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but these lipsticks, they're still wrapped. They're still wrapped up. I haven't even used them. Do I think it was worth it? Probably not, honestly. Would I have spent it if I wasn't in need of that extra just oomph to get me over a certain point for points? No. Nude Sticks is not a cosmetic line that really interests me a whole lot, so I can tell you I wouldn't have purchased this had it not been for them being right there behind me in the grab and go section and me needing this little extra oomph of money. So I'm not really certain that these were worth it. We will see when I do start to use them. The great thing about them is Nude Sticks is really meant to be like double duty beauty kind of thing, you know, so like these all say they're a lip and cheek tint. I don't know that I would wear them on my cheeks. We'll see. The last thing I have to share with you are some things that I picked up from Ipsy as add-ons during that time as well. I think I was shopping a flash sale, and I did pick up 2 palettes from Huda Beauty on Ipsy. One of them came with a set of brushes and an eyeliner and a brow pencil, I think, and the other one came with a lipstick. I think that this might be the lipstick that one of them came with. I'm really not certain though. I guess I could go back and look, but I know that I haven't worn the lipstick at all. Some of the Shayna B brushes that I got, the face ones, I have used. The eye set I did give away. I got 5 eye brushes and then I think 1 face brush. I did use the face brushes. The eye brushes I gave away because I already had a set of them. Then the eyeliner and the brow pencil, I honestly am not sure what happened to those. I do still have the palettes though. This one, the Emerald Obsessions, I had to have because I'm in love with greens these days. Green is my favorite color anyways, but up until a couple, I would say within the last 6 months, I never wore green on my eyes, but I love green. So I did buy this. I haven't used it. The second one is this one is the Sapphire Obsessions palette, and I did use this in a palette roulette. This is a really beautiful palette, but I do have to say it's probably one that I didn't really necessarily need. I loved playing with it. It was a lot of fun, but this shade here wasn't necessarily my favorite. They're all so beautiful. They're all so beautiful, but I don't think that I needed to purchase it. I did purchase both of these sets for like $12. They came with extra things, and these palettes normally run like $29 a piece. So I definitely got my money's worth out of those purchases, because I had some brushes that I gave away, so that was a gift to a person. I have an eyeliner and a brow pencil I don't know what happened to, a lipstick that I'll probably use at some point in time or give it away because I haven't used it yet. Then I have 2 beautiful palettes. And I really do think that I got lucky in that, because I want to say the total cost for both of those sets was $36, and 1 palette alone was almost that price, regular price. So with that being said, I am done hauling with you guys the items that I purchased in March and April of 2020. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I hope that you're considering giving it a thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here in YouTube land. And what it does is it tells YouTube that there are people that like our videos, watch our videos, and maybe gives them some indication that they should push our videos out to other people that maybe aren't watching our videos yet. So it helps us grow. With that being said, I also hope that if you are new here, that you liked this video or you liked me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. That also helps me. If you decide that you want to subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. I typically upload content 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week. I'm here doing Vlogmas this month, so there's something coming out every single day for me. I would hate for you to miss anything. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you guys, either way, whether you're subscribed or not. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. What did you haul in that you regret purchasing or haven't used or whatever? You guys saw quite a bit for me that I purchased almost a year ago and haven't even used. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do hope that you enjoyed the channel. I am humbled at the fact that you came to my video, clicked on it, and watched it. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart so very much that you did. I hope that you and your family are well. I hope that you are staying safe out there. I hope that you're wearing your masks when you're out in public, because we're never going to get out of this unless we wear our masks out there. I hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye guys.
So I'm doing my haul recap from the products that I purchased in March and April of last year. This year, oh my god.